Welcome back guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the part 2 of this tutorial series and I will show you guys how I created this puppy in Adobe Illustrator. As I said guys, the goal of this tutorial is not to teach you guys only how to create this puppy shape. The goal is to teach you guys the Illustrator and how you can create these kind of shapes using the basics and complex tools gradually, okay? Alright guys, so before we start, let's see our sponsorship message first. Today's video is brought to you by Wondershare Mockit. Wondershare Mockit is an online all-in-one design platform. With Mockit, you can create prototypes, graphic designs, flowcharts, even mind maps. With its easy-to-use graphical interface, you guys can create any type of artworks or mockups within 10 minutes. Best part, Wondershare Mockit is an online application. So you can access your file anywhere you want and you don't need to install any applications. And with its thousands of templates, icons and components already available for you guys to use and modify, you can create prototypes and other design quickly and professionally. Sign up for free for Mockit today. Right now, Mockit also runs a design contest. Upload your artworks or mockups and stand a chance to win $1,500. Find the contest and the sign up links under the description below. Alright guys, so we already created this shape in the part 1 of this tutorial, and if you guys are watching this tutorial for the first time, please go and see the part 1 first and then we can continue from here. And those who are following up on this tutorial, hopefully you guys also have a similar shape like this in here to continue this part. Alright, so let's start adding some details into this puppy. I'm going to start with the nose. As always, I'm going to choose a basic shape. For this, an ellipse, an oval shape like this, and let's change the colors to black. Before that, let's make proper proportions and place it on the correct place. Alright, so now we can change the colors to a darker tone. I think this color maybe a little bit darker. This is alright. Now I'm going to select the direct selection tool in here and I'm going to make this one a little bit more downwards like this. So we will get a proper dog nose shape like this. Okay, yeah, looks cool. Now let's draw the mouth. For the mouth also, I'm going to use basic shapes and Pathfinder or shape builder. Again, go to the oval shape, the ellipse shape in here, and draw a oval ellipse like this. Okay, and then I'm going to copy or place it in here first, and I'm going to copy or drag and then select both of these objects. I just want the overlapping portion for the mouse, so place it properly and go to the Pathfinder and cut down the outside area from the overlapping area. Okay, this look cool. And now again I'm going to make some changes to this shape. Again, I'm going to select the direct selection tool and let's adjust like this in here. Okay, looks good. Those who are new, I'm using the keyboard to move these anchor points. Okay, at the same time, we can adjust these points by moving these handles. Alright, now we can align the mouth and the nose to the center. Okay, you can select multiple objects by holding down the shift key. Now let's draw the upper portion of the mouth. For this, I'm going to use the pen tool to draw the shape. We can use basic shape, but I want to teach you guys how to use the pen tool. This is one of the most important tool in Illustrator. Okay, so let's go ahead and select the pen tool and I'm going to place an anchor point in here, starting from the nose, and then the second anchor point I'm going to click in here. While I'm holding the pen tool, I am making this drag to make the smooth curve we want. You can adjust this by moving the mouse like this. This is alright, and then I will go to the third point which is in here and I will close this shape by clicking on the first anchor point we have created. So now the shape is complete And you can make modification by using the direct selection tool like this. All right, so this look fine. Let's change the fill color for this. For this, I'm going to select the object and press I to select the eyedropper tool, and I'm going to get the colors from the face. All we need to do is click on the face, which will apply to this shape in here. Okay, now we need to copy this shape to the opposite side. For this, I'm going to use the mirror tool. So select the object and go and select the mirror tool from in here. It should be in here, and then we choose the vertical mirror and make a copy, and which will make a mirror copy of that shape, and let's place it in here. All right, so it's look good. Now let's center them properly to here. Okay, and we can bring the mouth a little bit more wider like this. A little bit more wider like this is fine. And now I'm going to make a copy from this one. Okay, let's make a copy, Alt drag, and I'll just place it in here. What I want to do is I want to get the mouth shape line. So first I'm going to select the colors from here, change the fill color to outline. Okay, so once we get the outline, we can go to properties and let's increase the stroke width to maybe 3 or 4 like this. This is fine. And then let's add an anchor point in here, and I want to delete. I don't want the top portion, just delete, and let's place it in here. All right, so we have this nice mouth, and then I have made a mirror copy, and then let's place it on the other side and bring it to the front. All right, let's adjust a bit in here. Looks good. And finally, I want to bring the nose to the front. Also, just click, right click, arrange to the front. All right. Let's make some tiny changes to the nose and the mouth also. Okay, this look fine. I want to get that happy face look. I think this is okay. Okay, so let's move to the eyes. It's pretty simple. Select the oval ellipse again and draw a shape like this. Okay, looks good. And then I want to use the let's place it in here first. I think this proportion looks good. And for the other eye, I'm going to make it as winking. So for that, I'm going to use the pen tool. And again, I'm going to draw a shape like this. Curve shape like this is good. And let's zoom in a bit. For this, let's get the appearance from this line in here. Keep in mind, guys, if you use the eyedropper tool on strokes, it will not only copy the stroke color, it will also copy the stroke appearance, like the stroke size as well. Okay, and we can adjust this using the direct selection tool and make a copy, select and alt drag, and then we can turn this around like this in here. Okay, so let's place it in here. All right, so looks good. But if you see these edges look very flat, very like straight. So we can change that easily by going to strokes in here and select the stroke profile. And in here, you can see the cap, you can make them curve. And now you can see the edges look curvy instead of just straight lines. Okay, looks good. Let's place them in the correct place. I think this is fine. I want to do one more change for this. I'm going to bring all the upper portion from the neck to the top, a little bit more down like this. Okay, now I think the proportions look better. All right. Next, let's draw the inside of the mouth. First, I'm going to draw an ellipse, oval shape again, like this. And let's bring it to the center and select the mouth and alt drag to make a copy. And we don't need this, just delete it. Now select both of them and go to Pathfinder And what we can do now is we can cut, or we can make this also a fill color. And again, like earlier, we can cut down the outer portions and keep only the overlapping portions. All right, let's bring it to the correct place. And for this, I'm going to apply a reddish fill color around here is fine. And okay. All right, so we have our mouth, and inside the mouth everything is good. Let's adjust a bit to fit in to the correct proportions. All right, all looking good. Now let's add some shiny areas to the nose and to the eyes. Select the ellipse tool to the nose and draw a shape, ellipse shape like this. And again, select the direct selection tool and modify the shape like this in here. I think this is good enough. You can scale them and adjust the size, and also apply a white fill color. Okay, so we are going to do the same procedure to the eyes as well. You can adjust the nose for your shapes proportions. I think this is fine for me. And again, I'm going to select the ellipse tool and draw an ellipse like this to the top. So you need to consider the lighting of the artwork. So I think the light comes from top left. So I will place this in here. Okay, so all good. Now, what I want to do is I want to make the head little bit more tilted to the side, like the dogs always do. For this, I'm going to select the upper portion, everything from head to ears to everything, except the neck portion, and rotate a bit like this. All right. Now let's adjust the position a bit. I think this is okay. Okay, so next step, I'm going to draw the tails. For this also, I'm going to use the basic shapes in here. Again, I'm going to draw an oval shape like this, and make a copy and make it bigger. And let's place both of them, the top one like this in here. We need the outer portion below. And go to the pathfinder. This time, let's cut off the top big ellipse portion from the smaller ellipse. So we left with this shape in here, very simple shape. And I'm going to use the corner radius tool to make them rounded corners. All right, and let's place it in here and bring it to the back like this. Okay. And now select the eyedropper tool and get the colors from here. Or we can make it a little bit more darker. All right, this looks fine. But after I place the tail, you guys can see the proportion look a little bit off. So we can adjust that very easily. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change some sizes with the scale. Select the back and let's make it a little bit more smaller. And let's arrange it like this in here, okay? Maybe this one also a little bit towards inside. And we can align them to the top or bottom. And this one, let's bring it down. And let's bring it a little bit more taller. All right, so this all up to you guys, so you don't need to follow exactly what I'm doing. So I feel like this should be like something similar to this shape in here. Maybe this one also a little bit more thinner. Okay, so you can adjust these things. It's all up to you guys. It's all up to your taste. So I think this look fine. Maybe a little bit adjustment may need it. I think, yeah, for now I'm going to stick to this shape. Okay. Alright guys, so we already have the basic shape and the basic details for this shape. Okay, so we can save this as a copy. Okay, this is the base copy, maybe version 1, basic flat design version. And the next one, what I'm going to do is add lines to this flat design. Okay, that can be another version. Alright, and after that, I will work on the lighting. Probably work on the lighting in our next and final video for this shape. And in this video, let's continue with the lines. For this, I'm going to create a new layer. Maybe we can rename it and call it lines, outlines. All right. So I'm going to start with this shape in here. and make sure you are copying this to the new layer you have created. So select the shape, make a copy, Ctrl C to place it on the exact place, paste it as Shift Ctrl V, which will place on the exact place. And then while you are selected, go into the layer and just drag this to the top layer. So it will bring the shape to the top layer. Okay. Now again, like earlier, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the appearance for this from the mouth line. So I press on I for eyedropper tool and click on the mouth line in here. Now this shape has been converted to outline only. There is no fill for this shape. Okay. So now we have copied. What we need to do is we need to delete these excess portions. For that, again, I'm going to select the plus pen tool to add in anchor points. So let's add in one anchor point in here and one anchor point in here. Now we can go and select the direct selection tool, and maybe we can lock this layer so we won't accidentally click others. Now select the unnecessary anchor points and delete them. Okay, so we need only this portion in here. Alright, so I'm going to do the same for other side. For this, I'm going to make a mirror copy from the shape. So just select the shape and go to the reflect tool and make a copy. Okay, now let's bring this to the correct place and let's put it in here. So you may see some parts are overlapping. These we can adjust or we can bring both of these objects together. I think we adjust these access area by just adding in new anchor points in here and delete them. Okay, so I'm going to add one anchor point in here. Click with the plus pen tool and delete the outside one. Okay, don't worry too much. We are going to draw one more on top so we can cover the access part. This one we can just simply bring it in here like this. All right, so next we are going to repeat the same thing for each and every shape. So for this, I'm going to do the same with this shape. Just select this shape and make a copy, Ctrl C and Ctrl V to paste it, and let's bring it in here. Again, let's do the same. We can lock the layer if you want, or we can just bring it outside, and I will add in more anchor points and delete these unnecessary portions similar to earlier. Okay. All right. So guys, we are going to repeat this section again and again for the entire artwork. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up this portion, and you guys already know what I'm doing. I'm just copying and pasting on top and deleting the excess lines. Okay. Afterwards, I'm just copying as a mirror object and place it in the other side if you have the same shape opposite side. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do the same for other objects in here. Let's make this part faster. For this shape, guys, I'm going to delete some parts in the center area because this shapes, the dog's neck area will have a lot of flare. So I will represent that one with the lines in here by deleting some portions in the center like this. Okay. And for the head and ears, I'm going to select all of them and make a copy and make as one object first. I will use Pathfinder to make as one object, merge everything together. Again, for this shape, I'm going to apply the outline. Okay. Once done, let's place it in the correct place. All right. Then again, do the same for the face, copy, and for this, apply the line. And for this, I'm going to delete the top portion like this, only keep the side. Okay, so I'm just going to place it in the correct place. Maybe just delete some portion from the bottom area as well. Add in anchor points and delete the center anchor point. All right. Okay, next, now if you guys see all of these lines look thick and it's just having the same thickness everywhere. I don't want that. I want it to be sharper in the edges and thicker in the center area. So it will have a very nice look once you have these type of lines in your line art. To do that, go into stroke in here and select the profile. As you can see, you have multiple profiles in here. Based on these, your line thickness will change. Okay, so I want to select something like this one in here, or maybe something like this one in here. I think this look better. So you can see now the edges are sharper and thinner. The center areas are thicker. Okay, so this is what I want for all lines. So I will select all of these lines and apply the same profile. Okay, so I will make this part faster as well because we are doing the same thing. Alright, so everything looks great. So for this part of this tutorial, the last thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these lines and paste it on top of these objects in the same layer. Instead of having it in a different layer, I want to paste them in the same layer so that we don't need to worry about these overlapping portions. This part you guys can ignore, or you can do it in a different way by deleting the excess portion. But this is easier later on when we are adding lighting in the part 3. Okay, so what I'm going to do, basically just select this line and Ctrl X, which will cut it. Go to the below layer on the object, double click and Shift Ctrl V, which will paste exactly where you copy from. So just paste it in here. So I'm going to repeat the same step for everything, for all these lines, so I can make this part faster also. Alright guys, so that is all about it for this part of this tutorial. You can also save this version as another flat design version. And then in my next video, the part 3, I will show you guys how to do the lighting and shading. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you guys like this tutorial and want to see more tutorial like this and want to support this channel, please find me in the Patreon, and you guys can support me in the Patreon channel. And Patreon also have the long versions of my speed art time-lapse videos and also premium tutorials as well. Okay, thank you for watching. See you guys in the next part.